Alright guys, check this out. This thing just popped up on Craigslist. You can see right there, 17 hours ago. So we're going to be going to pick this thing up. Contacted the guy. He said he still had it, surprisingly. These bikes are extremely rare. There's like barely any parts on eBay for it. But yeah, it's kind of concerning, but yet if you part it out, then you make a lot of money too. So, but yeah, this bike is actually pretty decent for the year. It's a 1981 Kawasaki KX420. I didn't even know this bike existed. I had to look it up, and the reviews on it, they say don't go more than 10 miles an hour on it because it's a death trap. A lot of the forums saying nobody raced these because the suspension was so bad and the handling was so bad. So a lot of people rip on this bike. They say just buy a KX500, blah blah blah. They say this bike is not worth buying. And then a couple other people say that it's the best bike they've ridden. So, you know, I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Let's just go through the pictures here. So let's just read the description actually first. It says, has great compression, needs new exhaust, or the one for it fixed. Will start if bump started, needs carb cleaned. Tires are still good and knobby, has new top end and air filter. And then he said he's in no rush to get rid of it. So let's just go through the pictures here. What surprised me is how good the plastics are. I mean, let's just take a look at this. Those are pretty good looking plastics. There's the pipe. That doesn't look too bad. And then check out the seat. No rips in the seat whatsoever. And then the grips are still on there. It looks like original grips. And then it looks like the car was taken down in this picture. And then he's holding it up with some wood right here. But look at the head and the cylinder on this thing. The head starts like right here. That's a huge head, and then the cylinder is like 6 inches high. That's crazy. And it is a 2-stroke, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that beast. Look at that beast. Oh, I bet you that's gonna be tough to kick over. Dang. But this guy's an hour and a half away. So we'll see what happens. I also looked up KX420 on Craigslist, and the same ad popped up, but it was for in search of 81 Kawasaki KX420 parts. There's the bike right there. And then he says, I'm looking for an exhaust for a 2-stroke Kawasaki 420, so now I know it's the same bike. I do not need exhaust tip unless included. Also looking for front tire. So apparently the front tire is junk on it. We'll consider parts, bike, trade, or cash. So it's the same area. But yeah, there's some more pictures of it. So it's pretty dang clean. It's missing the fender in this picture. But yeah, that's the bike. The best part is, it's only 550 bucks. I offered 450 and the guy came back with 500. So we're gonna go pick it up for 500 bucks and we'll see what this thing looks like. Stay tuned. Alright guys, just about to head out. It's finally starting to warm up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I can feel the spring in the air, cannot wait. Spring is bike season, so I'm pumped. There's a lot of cool bikes that we're gonna be picking up over the course of the next few months, so stay tuned for that. And I'm hoping to get some land as well, so hopefully we can go ripping. But yeah, let's head out and go check out the beast. Alright guys, we're 12 minutes away right now. Hopefully this bike will start up when we get there. If not, no big deal. He said it would bump start in the ad, but I'm guessing it's not going to do that. But we'll see. We're almost there. Well guys, we got the beast back there. Look at that beauty. The guy was really nice. He said he bought the bike from, I believe it was Minnesota, and he traded it for a different KX. And he was gonna make it into an enduro bike because he lived right by the trails. He actually lived in a camper on some land, and he lived right by the trails, and he was saying that he was gonna make it into an enduro so he could take it out there, because literally he lived right on the trail, so he could just take it from his house. But he never got around to it. He said it was just a lot of work, didn't have the tools for it, and now I have it. So we're gonna take it home, see what it looks like. We've got about an hour 16 left on the clock, then we'll be home. We can take a better look at it, see what the bike is all about. Alright guys, finally made it home after that long hour and a half of going like 55 miles an hour the whole way. But It's a little bit windy, so bear with me, but here's the bike. So look at the cylinder on that thing. It's huge. Looks like there's gasket maker all over it. But everything looks like it's there. Here's the pipe for it. If we look at we'll look at the pipe closer inside, but all the plastics are there. It looks like a complete bike. I'm trying to look and see if the air filter's there. Let's see, is the air box on there? Yep. Looks like the air box is right here. And it looks like there is an air filter in there as well. Look how big the shock is. That thing is huge. It's crazy. Yeah, all these side plastics, really rare, hard to find. You can see all the gasket maker right here. Very interesting. The carburetor's really, really big. Even has a choke on it still. It's nice. So that can just be dropped right in the ultrasonic cleaner. The old hand compression test. Oh my god. Yeah, that's some pretty high compression, but we'll have to work on that. We're probably going to tear into the whole motor and look at all that stuff too. So even has a number plate up here. So yeah, we'll get out the truck and start digging into this thing. Alright guys, got the beast off the truck. Just for comparison, I'm going to quick sit on it so you guys can see how big this thing is. It's huge. This thing's an absolute tank. Look at that beast. Alright, let's get her inside. Alright, here's the beast. Thing is just massive. Like, it is just gigantic. Look at it compared to like the TRX. Just huge. I'll quick stand next to it so you guys can see. But this is a big bike. It's a big boy. Yeah, I like it a lot. The brakes work, I figured out, so that was good. Both brakes work. I should probably check and see if it goes through the gears. I didn't even check that yet. I was just happy to get it for 500 bucks. I'm gonna be the first person to get it. The carb's a little gummed up, you can tell. It doesn't really release back too much. Got a big back fender on it. Holy cow. But yeah, it's a very, very cool bike. Even has a chain guard on it. Very cool. If we look at the carburetor, check out how big that thing is, and then look at the head. For comparison, this is my hand. So, it's the full length of my hand. And then if you look at like the TRX, my hand covers the whole thing easily. So, it's just really, really big. And then I'll show you guys the pipe here quick. This is a beastly pipe right here. Check this out. So this is where it's broken. Right there. So that either needs to be taken out and then re-welded, or, you know, a section of it needs to be welded up. So that pipe is huge. Look at that thing. And then the silencer, it's right here. It's a big old silencer too. So the whole pipe just insane. Look at that thing. My foot is 12 inches. So it's like 1, 2, 3.5 feet for a pipe. But yeah, all right, next step, probably gonna try to get this thing started. Just go through it a little bit. I noticed the kickstart lever was sometimes catching, sometimes not. So I wanna see what that is. We gotta check if there's oil in it. And what else do we have to do? We've got to, let's just check if it goes through the gears right now. That'd be a good first step. All right, so it looks like it goes through all the gears pretty good. It's got plenty of compression. Quick show you guys the other side here. Just a beast of a bike. Let's see if the clutch works here. A little bit stiff. See if there's any oil in here. Yeah, so the window's pretty filled up, so that's good. There's definitely oil in it. Looks like it's got a answer handlebars on here. What kind of grips are these? Pro taper grips. Alright, let's check out the gas tank here. See what kind of gas is in it. Ooh, it smells like old gas. That's probably why it didn't run very good. It smells like very old gas. It's interesting to see that the plastics were painted. It almost looks like a clear tank on here. Very interesting. The seat's very nice. The seat's really nice on it. But yeah, alright, let's start digging into it. Alright guys, let's get working on this thing. We're going to start with the basics. Step 1, check for spark. Step 2, make sure it's not crunchy in there with the new piston, because when I was turning it over before it kind of sounded crunchy. So we might put some oil down the cylinder and let it sit for a little bit, because I don't know how long this thing has been sitting outside. Step 3, take out the carburetor, sitting right there. Dump it in the ultrasonic cleaner, clean that out. Step 4, brand new fuel in it, drain out the gas tank. And then step 5, we're gonna be putting everything back together and then trying to start this thing up. And then step 6, the chain needs some attention. Thing is pretty rusty. You look down there, pretty rusty. Air filter off of it. The guy didn't even oil it, so, but it is brand new, so he didn't lie about that. Seat looks pretty good. Seat's probably the best feature of the bike, to be honest. No rips in that thing. Alright, somebody went a little overboard with the zip ties here. Oh my, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zip ties for the back fender. Oh yeah, that's on there though. That's not coming off. It's pretty funny. Let's take off the other side panel. Well, we probably don't even need to do that. Let's take off the gas tank here quick. We gotta drain this out anyway. Alright, let's see if, let's see what happens when I take the gas line off. Hopefully the petcock works. Doesn't pour everywhere. We will see though. Alright, so let's get the spark plug out. So running a crappy Champion plug, not surprised. Let's see what size this guy is. This is an RN2C it was running. And it looks like it's pretty, it's black, but it has some white specks as well. You can kind of see it in there. All right, let's see if we've got spark now. Really not getting spark. I think it might be the spark plug. So let's try a brand new spark plug and see if that works. Because right now we're not getting any spark. Alright, we got a brand new plug, got B8ES. I don't think that's the correct kind for it, but we'll check and see if it has spark, and then tomorrow I can order the correct kind for it. Alright, so we're getting spark, but it's kind of weak. So what we're going to do is try to take off the flywheel cover and see what's under there. My assumption is that it's going to be rusty, and maybe that's what's making that sound. You know, when it's turning around, it's rusty in there. I don't know, but we're going to take off the cover and find out here. Alright guys, we got the flywheel cover off right there. It's 4 bolts. The flywheel's not looking too hot. It's a little rusty and corroded in there. And the worst part, look at that play. There's quite a bit of play in there, and that's not supposed to have any play. So that's not good. And then it looks like the plate got cracked at one point. You can see up here, something's not too good in there either. So I'm guessing the timing's off pretty badly. We'll have to check the timing. I'm guessing what you do is you line up this mark right there with this mark and just see if it's at top dead center. I'm guessing that's how the timing's set on this thing. All right, we're getting a little bit better spark. Still not the greatest, but I think the penetrating oil is kind of helping out right here. I sprayed a bunch in here and then just keep on rotating it, and it's slowly getting off that rust and corrosion. But yeah, let's check out the timing and just see if that's correct, because I'm guessing that's not correct. So to check out the timing, let's rotate it to the mark on the flywheel and then line it up with the mark over here. So there's a mark right here on the flywheel. And then we're gonna check and see if it's at top dead center, which we're gonna just stick a screwdriver right in the cylinder. We need a smaller screwdriver. Okay, let's see here. So the top of the piston's right there. Timing's a little bit off. So the top of the piston's right there. Check this out. The mark is right here, and then the mark is supposed to be right there. It looks like the timing's off a bit. So it's supposed to be at that mark, and it's right over here. That's not good either. So I think we have to adjust the timing on this thing as well. But in the meantime, we're going to take off the carburetor, let that soak in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we can try starting this thing up. But I don't think it's going to run. Alright guys, check out this beefy carb. Look how big that thing is. So we're going to tear this apart and then throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we're probably going to check the reeds while we're at it, because they're not looking too hot. They're filled with like a bunch of gasket maker and crap. Alright, so the carburetor doesn't look too bad, but it was definitely grimy. And then look, that's not good. It's pretty dang grimy. It looks like there's ethanol gas in here as well. So we'll get that running in the ultrasonic cleaner and then try to put this thing back on the bike. Alright guys, got the carburetor in here, cooking away. Got it set for 15 minutes because it's going to need some cleaning. Alright guys, carburetor is done. It doesn't look the greatest, but that's just because of the metal it's made out of. As you can see, the bottom half looks really good. And the top half has like little speckles of white all over it, which will go away if you just spray some WD-40 on it. But the inside's pretty clean. All the passageways are cleaned out with the air compressor, so we're good to go there.
You know, babe, it's been a while since we went our separate ways.